Right? Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. I am Mia Voss, and you're watching the very first episode of Food and Booze. I'm also known as Thelma, and I'm here with my co-host, Chef Dennis Littley, known as Luis. Hey, brother.
Hey, Helma, how you doing? It's great to start the show finally.
It is, and we're not quite sure. It sounds like maybe people are getting invites to just jump on, so we may have to boot you guys out. We don't know what we did, right, Chefy?
I have no idea. I mean, it's not like we're novices at this, but evidently we did something, or Google's just screwing with us because they can.
Oh, look how good your Food and Booze little logo looks too. Nice job.
Well, we have to get a real one. Maybe Craig will fight. Oh yeah, I see that. Well, that was the one you made up.
That's a little one I made up, but I'm actually really enjoying my Interplanetary Awesomeness Advisor because I feel like
you should say Interplanetary Goddess.
I'll go with that. Dustin Stout made it for me. He also, when I said the other day that that my posting on my page, it's not a democracy, he called it a meocracy. I'm kind of digging that one.
Democracy is a good way to put it.
It is a good one. So yeah.
In Mia Standard Time over there, so.
And you're in extra tasty time.
Extra delicious time because it's daylight now. So.
Well, listen, guys, we are broadcasting live. I'm actually here at Highland Tap, Denver, where Chef Eli is going to bring over some dishes for it. Look what I've already started on, Chefy.
I saw. I was hearing you slurp that up earlier. That sounded pretty darn good.
It was kind of wrong, huh?
I know. I got my macaroni and cheese ready to go on the stove.
So we figured, you guys, until we figure out that Chef and I are going to be broadcasting together, we're just going to get some stuff in the can and start going to places, right? And just saying, hey, we're going to do some food and booze. So the unfortunate part about that is when Chef's going to broadcast, I'm not going to be able to taste it. And when you broadcast, I'm going to be crying over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It's going to work for both of us, I know. But we'll get through it. And then sooner or later, we'll get someone to bring us together in one location, and we'll just make up for lost time.
Sooner than later. So we just had Chef join us. He's going to put his earbuds in. We're going to do a couple comments here too. But before we get started, I want to tell you what one of my favorite things here, Highland Tap has been open about, what, 3.5 years?
Yes.
Yep. This is Chef Eli Odell, by the way. Elijah Odell. Can you hear everybody? Can you hear Chef?
I hear you. Sounds good.
Yes, you can. And now the tiara. So here's the other thing, and I think we're going to leave it, is that tiara is going to float. And you're just going to have to deal with it, right?
Floating tiara.
Favorite thing, exactly, that I love. This is called the Mia Connect. It is a glass of Chardonnay. I brought my Back Crab Crazy mug, and then a milk stout. And food and booze, my brother.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm hearing the chef.
Chef, can you say something again?
Can you hear me? I'm talking. Can you hear me?
You know what? We're going to have to do this. Watch this. It's going to be even better. This is how we're going to roll. We're going to share earbuds. Hold, please. How about now? Okay, say something, Chef.
Can you hear me? I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, so do me a favor. Let's pull up some comments so Eli can see how this bad mofo works.
Here we go. Where the heck did it go?
See, guys, we're also running it from the page. Ooh, I've got a couple here, too. We got some good people in the audience.
Woohoo! Let's do this. Time for my daily dose of Mia, and, of course, the great Chef Dennis Littley.
And you get to see her in Orlando this weekend, right?
Absolutely. We're going out to dinner tomorrow night.
Lucky. Get out of it.
Waters. Here's one. Food. How cool is that? Mia Voss is HOA at a restaurant. So she is the HOA at the restaurant.
I am hoeing at the restaurant for sure. We've also got your girl Susan is in the audience. Oh, hey, Kathleen.
Yep.
You know what I think we need to make for her, Chefy, is the Cosmo to Cosmo. I think that would be perfect. Look at your girl Susan Sarah is in the audience too, looking forward to the premiere. And hey there, Nazim. Can you hear him? Okay.
I can see. How are we doing?
Okay, well, no, we've got...
Cows come. He'll be here till the cows come home. Well, this is Denver, so they're going to be coming home a little later tonight.
Absolutely. Delilah came on board. I don't know how she got the invite, but we always love seeing our Delilah ready and waiting for the premiere of Food and Booze. Absolutely. And then one more I've got, you had me at Booze, Craig Fifield. I'll try to hurry off my call to join in the frivolities. Hashtag BeerFest. So
and Bruce McCallum has a question. What is milk stout?
What is milk stout?
Well,
and there it goes. This is how it's going to be the whole time.
Sorry. A hazard of sharing earbuds. So stout is a classical style of beer that's commonly carbonated with nitrogen instead of CO2, hence the milky texture. So milk, stout really is our, stout is a classical stout. Milk stout is just the name of this one from left hand, simply describing how the texture is, and super creamy, smooth. But with it looks really, really dark, but you'd be surprised that it still finishes light, and the ABVs are pretty low on that too. So you could drink more than you would think of such a dark beer, without feeling like you're either bloated and or hammered.
We like both that, don't we, Chef?
I like both that. Anytime you have an excuse to drink more, that's a good thing.
But it's funny that, have you ever noticed when people come up here to this altitude? That's the thing, is that
true.
People get a little. Is it the oxygen in the blood?
Oh, of course, altitude.
5280 people.
It goes right, and it goes in reverse as well. So I've lived here 10, 11, 12 years at altitude. Then I go to the beach and hang out.
We look like alcoholics.
I'm a rock star.
Listen,
at least for those first 2 days. The first 3 days, I'm like, come on, guys.
At first you're a rock star, and then people are concerned.
Yeah.
They're ready to put you in a 12-step program.
It's true.
It
so
is.
when I worked in Vail, I was working for Vail Resorts for a few years too. Up there, it was even higher. We were the town of Vail, about 1.5 miles high.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then my restaurant, I worked at Game Creek. The restaurant itself was in the back bowl.
Yeah.
So we would go up to 10,600 feet. The restaurant was at.
Now that's a work commute, guys, right?
Yeah, I had 4 snowcat drivers on my staff. It didn't suck for the skiing, but you try and throw a wedding in the summertime, and there's grandma, having she's just trying to toast the bride,
right.
Have a few glasses of champagne, boom, like flies. We'd have to have ski patrol up there with the oxygen masks, and they wouldn't let us handle the oxygen either. We're like, we can administer, but
right. And now we're down at sea level too. And then when did you start at Highland Tap? You've been here since the beginning, right?
Yeah.
3.5 years.
Yeah, started out conceptualizing as a consultant, and then the minute this, Chef, setting the kitchen up, things like that for high dollar an hour, and I said many times I was not going to be your chef, but I'll come set it up. But the minute you start working on that menu, you're effed. You're in. You don't want to let anyone else come and take that away.
Don't I look like a squirrel, you guys? You see me over here grubbing. This is how this whole show is going to be. Somebody's going to be talking, and one of us is going to have like a big cheek of food, like this, right?
I just think you're chawing tobacco.
I couldn't help it. Listen, so this is like this is kale soup with Italian sausage, right?
Yeah, we start out by saying it's an Italian sausage soup. Kind of like a version of Italian wedding soup.
Mm-hmm.
But then we beefed it up with some garbanzo beans, some extra protein, and kale. And again, it's a brothy soup, but it's got a little spice from the sausage. Great with beer.
Yeah. So watch me like this. Mm-hmm. Do we have some questions? I see a couple of people asking questions.
Just Lena Bate left a comment. Grandma having an asthma attack. OMG.
Exactly.
Kathleen DeCosmo, I am down for some root beer pulled pork.
Oh, hell yeah. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Originally, we wanted to have a handle of root beer. Didn't quite work out. They don't run root beer through keg lines anymore. It gunks them up.
Right.
So we would have had to have our own kegerator behind the bar to pull that off, and we'd already designed the bar, so it didn't work. I wanted to get my favorite is Bull and Bush. Plug those guys. They have a great root beer. We're trying to work that out maybe on if we open another location, something like that. It's just not in the design that we have back there in the bar, and I was kind of disappointed for that, but because when I wrote the menu, the root beer brine pork, so it's a brine first of all, made with root beer, black peppercorns, bay leaf, and fresh thyme. Are
you dying, Chef?
And a little brown sugar.
Root beer now, he's killing me with the pork.
Right, and then pat that dry the next day, and with our recipe of rub, and then we'll hot smoke the pork. So it's really a root beer brine, and then our house-made barbecue sauce.
So you're smoking.
Oh, it's so good.
Are you're smoking it in-house?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's yep. We do shoulder. So it's a root beer brine, and then rubbed down and hot smoked.
And then they have these amazing ribs, or the chicken wings, the dried chicken. Oh my God! And they're smoked in the casket.
Yep.
In the casket?
So they're Stranahan's whiskey barrel smoked wings, and we cold smoke those using the used wood from the barrels. It's about $70-$80 a barrel, but a barrel will last a long time. The wood after they've aged the whiskey in it. We also cut in some hickory, obviously. But cold smoke the wings in the barrel wood. Then they get a quick braise in the oven, Chef. We use a little extra liquid there, a little water, and some mirepoix. Quick braise and then cool down. Then they get grilled to order, picked up off the grill to order, crispy, and literally the skin just gets crisped up, and it acts as a shell to hold the meat on the bone still, because we keep them.
This is gonna be painful, isn't it?
We keep them dry, yeah, and serve them dry with a couple dipping sauces. But then that smoked chicken stock from the braise, we pour that off, cool it down, and that's what we use to make the tap sauce.
Oh, damn.
So everything gets purposed on it too. Well, we just got a whole bunch of plates brought into us, so tell us about that. So as we said, Highland Tap's got an amazing menu, and anybody who knows me knows I'm a big hooker for Highland Tap. So this is the first thing we got coming in, and this is their new spring menu, so tell us about it.
Right.
I should turn off my lower third. Nobody gives a crap who I am. They just want to see the food.
Well, just to get a shot of it.
Oh, that's amazing. Can you see it, Chef?
I see that. What are the seeds on top?
So yeah, quinoa, 100% organic quinoa salad with kale,
sister up, brother.
avocado, blood orange vinaigrette,
I need some.
and sorry.
Look at me. I'm like, give me the fork.
These are.
She'll cut you, man. Give her the fork.
I will cut. There's a butter knife in here. I don't give a crap. I'm gonna try.
On top, chili lime pepitas.
Oh, what a nice combination. All those different textures and flavors.
Ooh, can you hear this? Do you hear this sound? Oh, watch this.
I hear it.
So there's fresh kale tossed in with the mixed greens with the dressing. But then, of course, for a garnish, we take something super food healthy and deep fry it.
I just spilled on myself
and
already.
We do just a few. We have a nice purple kale inside that's tossed in with it fresh.
Ooh,
but then the big burly green kale will get in and deep fry it. Throw a little sea salt on that for another crispy garnish. So two crispy garnishes, pepitas and fried kale, and then packed with lots and lots of veggies and fruit underneath. So real summery and good for you.
So now I'm introducing, Chef, we talked about this before, the happy food dance. People who know me have seen it. And sometimes it goes with humming, especially if there's music in the background. That's what it looks like. You're going to see that a lot, people.
The happy food dance.
Happy food dance.
That's a good sign. I'll take that as a good sign.
When I burp later, that's also good too. And then the quinoa. Talk about quinoa. It's so good for you, right?
So yeah, we had a for the winter time. We've always had a quinoa. Well, we've had quinoa for the last 2 years. It sells very well. Obviously, we're in Colorado, healthy. I fell in love with quinoa here, by the way. Right. Because you had that with that champagne sauce on it before. That real light one. Yep. That was a party. So soup, obviously a hit of protein with the quinoa as well, and it's just super good for you. Filling at the same time. It's got with all the leafy greens, your essential vitamins with the leafy greens. But took two of the healthy, two of the ingredients, kale and quinoa, it's a no-brainer, and yeah, it sells. That's really pretty on the eye. Sells itself. Thank you. It's a little eye candy too, by the way. Did you see Lynn says we need to do food and booze bibs? Food and booze bibs. I was thinking about that. We're gonna be, especially me. I'm such a mess with food when I eat. It's a shame. I really am. I think people are just gonna come in to watch us get food and food in the teeth and the whole thing. So it's amazing. The craze. I'll have a clean shirt. Has the kale been massaged? Oh, has the kale been massaged? It's a must. It's a must. No.
So the kale didn't get a happy ending then.
Right, I guess not. This kale was not massaged.
And there it is.
I'm.
How's that for a happy ending?
No. So the raw kale that we shred. Very good question. Sorry. It's baby kale.
Okay.
So the baby kale is more tender to begin with, and we shred it across the grain, almost like a chiffonade. So it eats very well. And then, like I was telling you earlier, Chef, the big burly green kale leaves come in, and if we were to blanch those and serve them, or even cut them, serve them raw, we would kind of break down the fibers a little bit in there with our hands. But no, just dumping them in the deep fryer is enough.
It does it.
Little cucumber too.
If you want to try that at home, first of all, deep frying at home, just be really careful with that. But if
Put
you
the
want
water on it.
Don't try deep frying your kale at home, folks.
No.
You have to be a trained.
Really?
No, but we do cut out the thick spine, the thick spine of the leaves first before that goes in, because those don't get as crispy, and you want to handle them as little as possible once they come out of the fryer.
Excellent.
So, are these organic? Any of these? How do you do that?
Just the quinoa itself is 100% organic.
Okay.
It's quite a step up on the price on my cost.
Sure.
I just this spring summer switched though to the higher end kale, and yes, while it's 100% organic, but why I liked it better, it just cooked up. It cooked better, Chef. I noticed that when the steaming process was quick, and then as we're fluffing it at the end, it retained less moisture, so it didn't per se, it wasn't quite as soggy. It fluffed up once it was dried out of the liquid. It was fluffier and just ate better and tasted better.
Seriously, listen to this.
That's the biggest selling point for me. And then obviously people enjoy eating organic as opposed to if you can afford it.
Yeah.
So
many benefits to organic besides the ones you think about.
Right. It's far-reaching. So talk about what kind of footprint your food has. Like, how far do things have to travel to get to you? Are you doing a lot of local things? I know there's some sausage that you've done.
Yeah, as much as we can. While I don't really like the menu to read like an advertisement, and everybody knows how lucky we are here in Colorado to have great farming country, certain produce seasonally. So as far for proteins as well as produce, more and more I'm finding people and places that are next to us and come in and make themselves available to us. So in the last 3 years we've taken on a lot more purveyors. It's challenging to have more things coming in from more sources, but in the long run it really pays off. I think in just the taste, of fresher food,
I think too. We were talking about this. By the way, I got food not only on myself but on Chef Eli just now.
Well, here's a good comment to address that.
What's that saying?
Mama loves her groceries.
Oh, it is so true. If anybody knows me, I've been saying Mama loves her groceries about myself for a long time. I love my food. I should probably weigh 1,000,000 pounds for how much I love my food, because it makes me super, super happy. So here's the thing I was thinking about, Chef. I don't know if you remember this on the show we did the other day when somebody was talking about eating things that are local, like eating local honey helps with your allergies. I wonder if that helps too, of like locally grown produce, because I know you're like gluten-free. I mean, you're trying to accommodate a lot of people.
Yeah, we've gotten a few accolades over the last year for our gluten-free menu.
Yes. Just
having a lot of options, and that. We didn't even seek after that when we first opened, but just as we added more items, just looked at it and said, well, that's gluten-free. All right, let's put a little thing there. But then also thinking about, well, if we took that item out, it would be gluten-free and it wouldn't compromise the flavor of the dish or the textures.
It's easy to do.
And I think that's fantastic. Yeah. The allergy bee thing, I hadn't heard that, but
somebody was talking about that the other day.
Bees in general are important.
Yeah, we got on a big old kick about that.
Yeah, I know. I was fascinated on the topic when I first heard that, and when it was first brought up to me.
Right. And how dire and crucial it is right now.
Well, flu season just ended. I have 2 kids at home, and we do tea lots of tea with honey before bedtime,
Mm-hmm.
and it really got me on the kick at home first, and then here at the restaurant we do use local honey.
Nice.
Just because there's so much of it, and it really doesn't cost a whole lot extra.
And that's what they were saying, is that if you're especially I think they were saying the raw honey has a lot of the bits in it still, and so if you're ingesting that, you're almost kind of getting yourself pollinated, so you're not as your allergies aren't as
pollen,
bad.
right?
And people are probably going to go nuts on that one too. Do we have any? I saw a couple people say they need to eat before they watch the show.
Oh, absolutely. Here we go. Joe Ray, watching me is making me hungry, even though I finished eating. Never full.
I know, Joe.
Earlier from Greg Trillo, pot smoke the pork.
We are in Colorado.
Right. This is Denver.
I'm sure it needs to read smoke pork, not pot.
Exactly. How about smoked pork and pot?
Right. We could have some t-shirts made up.
Yeah, exactly. We totally need to. Okay, so we have another, in case you weren't hungrier before. I like Lori's comment. Who knew that kale needed fluffing? Maybe if I fluff my kale before I put it in my green juice, it'll taste better.
Apparently. That's what they say. I haven't tried it.
Kale needs a fluffer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's what's next. Look at this. Can you hold
How do
on?
I get this?
Okay, hold on. Oh yeah,
So,
party people.
Well, yeah. Let me just start out by saying also, just a little bit about my background. I have my training was all in fine dining.
Right.
And then took on this project, and it was kind of like applying all the fine techniques that I learned in culinary school and fine dining and applying it to burgers and fries. Mm-hmm. And that was a gimme, right?
Highland Tap and burger, right?
Right.
So we're all like, oh.
So the results were delicious, and we have a lot of fun doing it. However, the menu has developed into so much more than just burgers and fries and beer.
Watch this. It's going to be good. Tell me what I'm... It really is. Now, tell them, though, the Shroom Lovah's burger, just so you know, when you come to Colorado and you come in and visit me, you got to get your happy self here, because the Shroom Lovah's burger is the bomb. Like,
yes.
We'll talk about that, and then I'm going to put this in my mouth while he's telling you about that.
Right. So there's a little event here. It's for it's a fundraiser, of course, first and foremost, but it's become quite a tradition here at Highland Tap, but just in Denver in general, to win the Denver Burger Battle.
Denver Burger Battle.
So,
and it's at the football field, right? I mean, they where the Broncos.
He's changed the venues a few times. We had it at Broncos Stadium year before last.
Because we're not using it.
Right. Right.
No.
So,
exactly.
But we've so the first year we've been in it 3 years, placed very well. I won 1 year first place with the Shroom Lovers Burger. So we have that plugged on the menu.
So good.
Yeah. So that's sautéed seared mushrooms, Emmentaler cheese. We do a white truffled aioli.
Oh my God, you guys! It is such a party in your mouth.
And then why not shave some salt cured foie gras onto that as well? So we melt that into the mushrooms.
Chef. Can you see him down there? He's just dying. Sheffy, we knew it was going to be tough, but now it's killing. Yeah.
If we had smell-o-vision, we would be in some serious deep doo-doo right now.
Mm-hmm. Scratch and grub.
Ugh.
We need to have scratch and grub.
The Digidesk says even the lemon looks amazing.
All right, so tell me what I'm eating here. What's the gold on top?
All right, so mussels cooked in beer. We use White Rascal, which is a wheat beer from Avery's, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Brad Beal says yes.
Yeah, Avery's White Rascal, which is a wheat beer. And at first, Chef, it didn't feel right, steaming mussels without white wine. But you tried. Well, no, I mean.
You felt dirty.
Well, yeah.
You felt weird.
A little bit. Beer in general is just having so much more fun cooking with it as opposed to wines and spirits. They're definitely. But
it's so much more complex, right?
Right. It's and brewmasters are most vintners, let's say, and people who make spirits. There's the tweaking of the different ingredients, and then of course beer is cooked.
Right.
Whole different ballgame. Like many of our recipes, right? So mussels cooked in White Rascal, little shallot, fresh herbs, tomato, just a hit of heavy cream and butter. But then we finish it with orange zest, It really kind of brings out the beer. Obviously,
really
wheat
does.
beer and orange. We usually
Like
serve
how they
that
put
beer.
it in Blue Moon, right? When
Exactly.
they put the big orange slice in it too. And then what is this, ciabatta?
Baguette.
Baguette. So, but you know how you love that because we all love to dip. Who does not love to dip? Like having the juice to dip things into.
You got to have bread with mussels. You have to be able to dip.
Yeah.
That was a downside.
It's actually a crime.
Just hard to keep up with the amount of bread. Obviously, you give them this awesome broth, and then it's just like, can I have a side of bread? Can I have a side of bread? Some more bread?
I know.
So we were running out of bread, and obviously from
feeding the masses.
So we just
amazing.
keep adding more bread so that we don't have to send more out. Just take the bread.
Yeah, here, take it. Yeah, and then we'll just do that. Now, so this is a new menu item then.
Yeah, spring and summer we rolled out. Obviously, the quinoa and mussels cooked in beer are brand new. So the mussels replaced a big heaping pile of nachos, Chef, which is kind of funny to go from nachos to mussels. But think that in the winter months we are entertaining all the football fans, so we kind of round the menu out for that. But in the summer, I get to do some nicer stuff and really have fun with it.
Cool.
Brunch as well. Brunch is another fun area where all my staff in the kitchen can kind of play around with textures and flavors and beer.
And then you have I know, brunch is God, right? I know. Brunch is church. Brunch is the food of church.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
It is the Lord's Day, after all.
It is. What were you saying? Praise the. It's the traveling.
Oh, yeah, Thelma and Louise's traveling
Salvation alcohol show.
Yeah, Salvation and alcohol
going
show.
On a little Neil Diamond riff we got going on there
Perfect.
too. So I know. And then you guys just started a new brunch thing this past week, right?
Yeah, it's kind of customizing to the neighborhood. We've done it. We're doing a DJ brunch Sunday only. We're doing some breakfast items Saturdays also. I would say either day very family friendly, but
really
Saturday may earlier on, and then it kind of ramps up Sundays anyways with the DJ and things like that and bottomless mimosas. So it really is a fun day all around. Kind of a
I've
Sunday
tested out
fun.
the bottomless mimosa for you.
Sunday fun
Then
day.
it's topless.
I was going to say, and you start to lose clothes from other areas.
I wait till I get home, but yeah, we've definitely tested it.
There is that song, Tequila Makes Your Clothes Fall Off, right?
Right.
Exactly. Champagne in the morning, even better.
Exactly. So we get kind of crazy. So we're going to wrap it up soon, but let's talk about Crafty Ladies real quick because I love this.
Yeah.
You have to hear this idea, Chefy. You saw the poster in the background. It's on the whiteboard, the blackboard back.
Crafty Ladies are our women's beer group, and while the women's beer groups in general around the country are building steam, there's not a lot of them, and I thought that's just that reason alone it makes it a great idea. So they meet several times a month, and we'll pick a brewery for that month. So each month it's the same brewery that we'll focus on, and a representative from that brewery will come down along with our leaders of the Crafty Ladies each month and meet with these ladies that are so intrigued by beer.
And it's like a true tasting, Chef, because I've been to it before. And Katie O'Shea runs it. Katie's one of the owners. Now, I know Katie and Brad and Chef through Crave Denver, but that's how I met Katie, and it was just kind of an idea that she came up with, and then she was going to sommelier school, right?
Yes.
And then she's been working on the beer crafting as well, and all the artistry behind that.
Right, getting there's a new standard, obviously, in the United States, named after a man whose last name is Cicerone.
Okay.
And there's a level currently a level 1, and then onto a level 2 Cicerone, of which there aren't too many in the United States. And it's that version of a sommelier for beer, but it hatched here in America, which is kind of a cool thing.
Isn't that funny?
Whereas wine has this lineage that dates back,
centuries
through across Europe, but so does beer. Really, Europe and beer. It was farmers were brewing beer in Germany, several centuries ago.
They had to have something to do. I mean, you think about it. People have been boozing it up for a long time.
Right. One last thing about the Crafty Ladies, so while they do meet the 2 Tuesdays of the month, and then quarterly we'll do a beer dinner.
Which is also good too. So yeah, you pair it up, right?
Right. So whatever that featured brewery is, and we've done collaboration dinners as well, where we entertain 2 breweries and do even 2 beers per course,
right.
And kind of they'll have a theme, new versus old world versus new world,
right.
Where saison and then some sort of a barrel aged something or other, and
sure.
you get to kind of a conversation piece at the table.
Sure.
Try the 2 beers and see which one pairs better with that course and why.
And do you think that's kind of fun too? Because then, Chef, you probably agree with this too. That it's getting people interested in it. Because there's people like me that only drink wine, but then it's opening it up to people, right?
Right. And a lot of the session beers, saisons are getting more popular.
Oh. And I took his earbud.
Well, okay.
And he's done.
As long as you guys can still hear me, that's fine. We're fine.
And it actually turned out pretty good today too. So, yay! So no.
So I mean, that's where all the emphasis seems to be going now on craft breweries. So they're really getting popular.
Colorado's amazing for it, by the way, Chef.
I think everywhere you go, everyone's having their own craft breweries. We had a lot in Philadelphia. There seemed to be a lot down here in Orlando. In fact, we went on a craft beer walk one day with like 11 different craft beers, and by the end of that, I was sloshing. So
Chef talks a big game, and so do I. You said you don't drink that much.
No, they were little.
My cheeks are all red from all my boozing. You see that? I'm all excited about the food. I get the booze in me, and it's all good. Then we can have like a Mia meter. Like, how much has Mia had to drink?
Yeah, because really it's cloudy right now.
It is.
There's no sun.
I lit up like the 4th of July. It's awesome. Do you have any other? You have any other comments we want to pull up for Chef before we go?
We had some great ones here.
Good.
Somebody called Cadwalder.
Cadwalder.
Listening in, and all I'm hearing is yum.
Hey, Sonny. I love her.
Kim Boltman, Group Grown Food Envy.
I know. Please be jelly, because it is really, really good. I love it.
I did have a question, and I can't find it right now, but it was about the beer in the mussels, and wanted to know if you use a gluten-free beer.
We carry one. It is bottled. We don't. A lot of places, that's maybe something to tap into. No pun intended. But having a gluten-free beer on tap, I haven't seen that. We have a bottled one. It's on the spendier side, so I do tend to stay away from cooking with it. But we make these mussels to order every day. So if you came in and you wanted us to make an order of these with a gluten-free beer and
nice.
Hold the bread. We could actually grill up a gluten-free bun.
Oh, nice.
With a gluten-free burger bun and toss it on there. You'd be good to go.
Sounds good. So you're taking care of everybody.
Absolutely. So I think that's it for us, Chef. And I mean, we'll post the links again. The great thing I love about Highland Tap too is he was talking about the family thing. Is you really do see that the community has really gathered around you guys, because it's changed up this neighborhood. It's called the Lower Highlands neighborhood. Yeah,
it's kind of it was the perfect concept for the perfect place, what the neighborhood needed. There were some privately owned high-end restaurants that are still some of the best in the city.
Sure.
But to have a little bit lower fare that welcomes families, kids, beer, and more seats as well.
Yes.
There's a few bigger restaurants that obviously have gone in since when we opened 3 years ago. However, we can still cater to larger groups and do some catering and events and stuff like that here too.
Because we've had a couple events here too. So, Sheffy, any other Low-Hi Music Fest? Yes, that's coming. That's a really cool one, and then we'll wrap it up.
Brad Bill's going to chime in here on the Low-Hi Music Fest.
It's awesome.
Coming up on June 14th. Yeah, and we'll that's
get to Denver, party people.
Yeah,
they close the whole street off. It is amazing. It has become it's the third year. I think it's the third year, and they get a really good crowd too. So it's food and then the music too. So they got it all going on.
A lot of local bands and national acts as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's it for us, guys. Chef, anything else where we head out?
One last comment here, Debbie Davis. How did I not know you were going to be at the Highland Tap? If I hurry, could I run over?
Oh my God, girl, I am going to hang out here because I have another hangout I'm going to get on. I thought you saw it. Debbie Davis is obviously here.
She'll probably still be here. Yeah.
We're going to get some Debbie Davis photo bombing. Like, she's going to just jump right past us.
Sounds
awesome. Yay. Guys, thank you so much, though, for coming to our very first episode of Food and Booze. Sheffy, you're going to take the next one, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We're working on where we're going to go. So actually, I'm going to dinner tomorrow night to talk to some people, and we'll see if they're up for one. And I have some other feelers out. So, if not, if you get one before that, we'll go with yours. But we're still looking for area restaurants that would like to have us come in and talk about their food and help them with their Google Local page and all that, and have some fun.
Yep, we're going to get people all about get HOA HOAs and then get some eyes on their restaurant, right?
That's right. That's what it's about.
Okay, guys, that's it for us. So thank you for coming to our first Food and Booze. Thank you so much, Sheffy.
And thank you for having me.
Yay, I'm full, and I'm a little loaded. Bye, guys. Food and Booze.
Bye-bye.
Bye.